Hi everyone, Quiveen here from the comfort of my kitchen. In today's video, we're going to briefly revisit the Southern Delta Aquariids, which are the main meteor shower that we are going to be seeing at the end of the month. I briefly mentioned this meteor shower and some of the other meteor showers that we're going to see at the beginning of the month in an earlier video, but we're going to take a closer look at them here. So moving up to pretty close to morning time, we're here at 3:30. We have several radiants above the horizon. So these radiants are where meteors will radiate from during these showers. There are always some amount of meteors in our sky. This point here, the anti-Helion point, is a place in the sky where meteors that are really falling in towards the sun get caught by the Earth's gravity and pulled into our atmosphere. And we can see a zenith hourly rate of about 4, a local hourly rate of about 1. Because this is so low in the sky, although there are meteors radiating from it, a lot of the meteors are going to be under our horizon, so we're immediately losing some of them. For meteor showers, where the radiant is much higher in our sky, we can get closer to the actual maximum zenith hourly rate. So we can see a very high maximum there for the Perseids, up to 100. That does vary year by year, but the Perseids is a good meteor shower. They're also very high in the sky, but their zenith hourly rate is just 5, which we might get if we move forward to the 28th, move forward to the day of their peak. We can see that their zenith hourly rate does go up to 4, while the radiant is over our horizon. Doesn't quite make it to 5 for us. And because of the brightness of the sky, we're still not getting to see all of the meteors that radiant is producing. But it is much higher in the sky. Moving down lower in the sky, we can see a few showers here that are peaking on the 30th when the moon is in the sky, which is going to affect our view. But we can see the Alpha Capricornids there producing up to about 4, with us getting about 1 of them. The Pisces Austinids there, they've already peaked, but our local hourly rate for those is going to be quite low because of how low they are in the sky. The Southern Delta Aquariids, we can see here they've got a maximum zenith hourly rate of about 25. We're seeing them here at about 23, but we're only actually seeing about 3 an hour from this meteor shower, partly because it's so low in the sky and partly because of how bright our sky is. So of course the best place to see a meteor shower is out in the countryside, so we will remove the light pollution to give ourselves the ideal view. Now the amount of meteors we're seeing has gone up to 9 an hour, which still isn't very high. We're getting about 2 an hour from the Alpha Capricornids at the same time. We're getting about 4. We're seeing about 2 from the anti-Helion point, and these other meteor showers, they're either before their peak, like the Eta Arachnids and the Perseids, or they're after their peak, like the July Gamma Draconids. Still providing 3. You can see here the current zenith hourly rate. That's the amount of meteors predicted for this time coming from that meteor shower, and we're actually seeing all 3 of them when we're in the countryside. All 3 an hour, which isn't a lot, but these do all add up. So we've got 3, that would be 5, that would be 7, 16 meteors an hour from the combination of these multiple meteor showers. That, of course, pales in comparison to the 100 meteors we can get from a shower like the Perseids alone. But of course, we're not in the best place to see this. The Southern Delta Aquariids are very, very low in our sky, and it doesn't look like we're seeing them at the actual peak of the meteor shower. So we will get rid of the atmosphere and the ground. That would of course let us see much more meteor showers, but it's not really something we can achieve in real life. We'll wait until we're up to the actual max, so the rate predicted for this time and date is when it will be at its maximum of 25. This is right under the horizon, not directly under our north, just under the northwest. So that means we want to move towards the east, towards the other side, the other hemisphere of the planet, to try and get this above the horizon. They're still very low in the sky there, so we'll keep moving. We may have to go past the east and wrap around the other side. No, it looks like this is pretty good. So this meteor shower will be at its peak and above the horizon, at least in the Pacific. Let's see how much of the Pacific. We'll go over to the Pacific coast of North America. That is still good, not ideal. I think you're pretty close to Hawaii would be the more ideal location. We'll move down a little bit. I'm getting plenty of names here to do with Hawaii, so let's just jump to one of them specifically. Not at its peak in the sky, but still, this is much, much better. There are other islands lower down in the Pacific, closer to the equator, that probably would give us an even better view. There we go. The zenith hourly max of 25. It will be at this time at 25, and the local hourly rate is 25. So we'll bring back the ground and the atmosphere, and it looks like we have found just about the perfect location to see this meteor shower. Of course, further south, a little further north, it would still be really good. We're not exactly at the equator here, we're a little below it by the looks of it, so it is a little off of the exact zenith, and it is in the constellation of Aquarius, which is on the ecliptic. So the closer we are to the equator, the closer that is to the middle of the sky. So it looks like we found the perfect place for it, right in the middle of the ocean, inconveniently enough. Let's see what kind of rate, what kind of effect we're getting if we go to a location that probably has a few more people. So here on the coast of North America, we'll come back to darkness, and it's still 13, much better than the 9 that we were getting here in Ireland. As the meteor shower gets higher in the sky, we get more. So we're getting it up to 17 there, which is pretty good. So that is another very good location to see this meteor shower. So we're getting 17 meters an hour from the Southern Delta Aquariids. We're getting another one from the July Gamma Draconids. So that's 18 up to 21 once we add in the Alpha Capricornids. And if I can grab the Pisces Ostrinids here, they're adding another one, so up to 22. 22 meters an hour, a little bit better than what we would be getting here in Ireland on the same night. Partly because we're closer to the equator, but also because we're closer to the actual peak of the meteor shower, which can make a very big difference. Some meteor showers, their peaks are quite diffuse, they're quite spread out. The peak can last over the course of several days in some cases, whereas other meteor showers, the stream of material that produces them is much more narrow. So we end up seeing those meteors for really brief windows. They peak right on their peak and disappear very quickly afterwards. Different meteor showers behave a little bit differently. We've gone to the other end of the Pacific now. We're pretty much in Japan, and we're again getting 15 meters an hour just out of the Southern Delta Aquariids. So we're probably up to about 20. All told, can't click on the anti-helion point because of the moon being in the way. There we go, 20, and hopefully one from the July Gamma Draconids, 21. So 21 meters an hour, pretty good showing. And this is still reasonably dark. Of course, if you were in the city, you would see less. We'll move down, we'll remain on the Pacific, but we'll move down into the southern hemisphere, which will put the meteor shower nice and high in the sky. If we went too far south, it would put the meteor shower down on the other side of the sky, down in the north, rather than us seeing it low in the south. So there we can see we're getting 23 out of 24, which is pretty good. That is another, 23, another brilliant place to see this meteor shower will be in Australia. So we will get some meteors here in Ireland, but there will be a much better showing from other locations. And you can see the Pisces Ostrinids here as well. They're much higher in the sky. So if we come back to the 28th, and we'll see if Australia sees them at their peak, I don't think it does. We're only getting 3 out of 5, going up to 4 as the meteor shower goes down. The Pisces Australids and indeed Australia are named after an old word for the south, austral. And so, of course, the Pisces Australids are going to look a little bit better from Australia than they do here in Ireland and indeed the Southern Hemisphere in general. So those are the meteor showers at the end of the month and some of the places where they will look best. But of course, we will see some extra meteors in the sky no matter where we are in the world on the 28th and the 30th, with so many different meteor showers peaking, even if their peaks are pretty low. So I hope you enjoyed this little trip around the world to see a few different views of that meteor shower. If you did enjoy this video, then please do like it. If you like this kind of content, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you would like to read this information, you can do so on my website, queebeanscontent.ie. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.